Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this class. In this class, we are here again to look at more examples on this topic we introduced in our previous class, inverse of a function. So we are looking at the inverse of a function, how to find the inverse of a given real value function. We have another example to consider in this video. They say if f is a function defined by f of x is the lane, which is the natural logarithm, the lane of 3x minus 1. We have to find the inverse of f and the inverse of f when x is what? 0. So we start the solution to this problem. So we are given that f of x is equals to the natural logarithm of 3x minus what? 1. So as we did in our previous video, you are going to call this function a particular variable. I prefer I call it what? Y. You call it something. So instead of f of x, I will call this f of x another thing. So let me call it y. Let y be equal to this quantity. Natural logarithm of 3x minus what? 1. Then when you have done this, you will now solve. You will try to make x the subject of the formula. We saw that in our previous class. We try to make x the subject. So how do I make x the subject? You know this x now is inside the log. So how do I make it the subject? So the only way I can make it the subject is to remove this log. So what will remove log is what? Exponential. Exponential function and logarithm function, they are inverse of each other. They will cancel each other. So if I introduce exponential here, exponential will cancel the log. So I will say take the exponential of both sides. So we take the exponential of both sides, which this implies you take exponential of this side, you have exponential y will be equal to, you take exponential here, that's exponential lane of open brackets 3x minus 1. So the exponential will cancel the what? Lane, and that's the purpose of taking the exponential of both sides, so that they will cancel. You now have that exponential y is equals to the quantity you have inside the bracket 3x minus 1. Now we can make the x the subject. Now you can move negative 1 this side, you change to positive. You will now have exponential y plus 1 is equals to what? 3x. And we can easily divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 3. You divide here by 3, divide here by 3. And this implies that exponential y plus 1 divided by 3. If you divide here by 3 as well, you get what? X. So with this, you have made x the subject. So this implies that my x is equals to what? Exponential y plus 1 over what? 3. So you interchange the position of x and what? Y. So interchange x and y. So if you interchange x and y, so we'll get, so if you interchange x and y, we are going to get that what? So here will be y and here will be what? X. So you are going to get that y will be equal to exponential x plus 1 over what? 3. And this is the inverse of the function we are looking for. So therefore f inverse of x, because this is now a function of x, f inverse of x will be equal to exponential x plus 1 over what? 3. This is now the inverse. Remember, we started with y, we solved, and we are having y again here. So this is now the inverse of the original function we had. This is the inverse. The second question, they asked us to get what? To find f inverse of 0. That's when x is 0. Assuming that what they asked you directly is this, they did not bother asking you this first. You first of all get f inverse of x before getting f inverse at any point. So f inverse of x is this. When you now get it, you can get f inverse of any number that they are asking you. So we can now get f inverse when x is 0. So you come here, you plug in x for 0 here. So you are going to replace x with 0. So you are going to be having exponential 0. So instead of exponential x, because x now is 0, plus what? 1 divided by what? 3. Exponential 0 is what? If you raise something to power 0, you get 1, right? Exponential 0 is what? 1 plus what? 1 divided by 3. 1 plus 1 is 2 divided by 3. This gives you the answer. Okay? So see you in our upcoming class. Have a wonderful day. Bye.